There you go. Okay. Hi everybody, this is Zoe and I'm posting this video for KT Book Reviews, their book club. They have a Facebook group, K&T's Book Babblers, and I'm doing a Q&A for them. So I'm posting this to my YouTube channel so that they can grab it and share it with their readers, but I thought I'd share it on my page just in case you found it interesting too. So two things. If you like talking about books, you need to go and check out their group, and I will put the comment in the links. And I hope you find some of these questions interesting. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so what do I want people to know about me? So I'm Zoe, Zoe York, but I also write as Ainsley Booth. So the first thing that I want you to know about me is that I have two pen names. As Zoe, I write sexy small town contemporary romance, and as Ainsley I write kind of more as Ainsley I write hard to explain, dirty stuff. I write like no limits erotic romance, sometimes darker, sometimes funnier, but like, you know, as Zoe, I follow some rules, and as Ainsley, I'm like, I don't know what the rules are. I just write whatever I want. So two pen names, and that's the first thing I want you to know about me. Does music influence? The second question is, does music influence what I write? And it totally does. More as Zoe than as Ainsley. As Zoe, I always have a very limited soundtrack for every book that I write. So, for example, the book that I'm working on right now is Pine Harbor #6, and that is it's called Love in a Sandstorm, and it's a very it's a difficult book to write. I'm sure it won't be difficult to read, but it's a tough book to write because it's about PTSD and loving somebody who has PTSD. And I'm a military wife, and that's not something that I take lightly. And anyway, so I want to do that justice, but I also want to hang on to that love part because I'm a romance author, right? So one song that is really key for me right now in writing is a song by Cam called Burning House. And every time I listen to it, I know that's exactly how my heroine feels, loving somebody who's really in a bad place himself. So yeah, music is key for me, absolutely. Yes, do I have something new? Yes, I do. So Sadie Haller and I are currently working on Frisky Beavers #3, called Full Mountie, and as part of this Q&A, I'm doing a giveaway of books 1 and 2 in paperback. That's Prime Minister and Dr. Bad Boy. And so we are working on Lachlan's book right now, and that's coming out in April. So we're pretty excited about that. Next question. Favorite wine and favorite chocolate? Well, actually want to know a secret? I don't like chocolate that much. I mean, it's okay. Like, I'm not going to, turn down, I would eat someone's chocolate cake if it was their birthday or something. But if it was my birthday, I would not go for the chocolate. I would go for a vanilla cake or something like that. But favorite wine at the moment, okay, well, I have two. So one is Apothic Dark. If you haven't tried the Apothic red wine out of California, it's amazing. And Apothic Dark is fantastic. But my other favorite wine at the moment is a Canadian red wine made by a company called Frisky Beaver. And so I always talk about that because, well, it is also a very good wine. It is also where the Frisky Beaver series got their name. So I was drinking Frisky Beaver Red when Sadie and I got the idea for the series, and hence where I named the series from. So favorite movie or television programs? Well, at the moment, I am really into a mystery show called Death in Paradise because I'm also writing a series set in the Caribbean about Navy SEALs who go down to the Caribbean and have, they retire down there, but they're not like retirement age. I'm not really selling it well. Anyway, hot Navy SEALs, young, who are in the Caribbean having that fun expat life. And so I'm watching Death in Paradise as I write that. It's awesome to have that kind of the views and the accents, and it's the environment, right? And I love the Caribbean myself. It's one of my favorite places to vacation. So yeah, Death in Paradise is what I'm watching right now. Oh, and I just finished watching The Crown, which was amazing. So if you haven't seen that, it's on Netflix, and it's awesome. Top 5 reads all-time or current. Okay, so I actually haven't announced my top 10 list for 2016. I do this every year, you know, because I'm a voracious reader and I love to read as much as, you know, the next girl. So I haven't done my top 10 list yet, but here are 5 of my top books from last year, and I'm doing it from memory. So here we go. Okay, so number 1, Earthbound by Genevieve Turner and Emma Barry. That was my number 1 book for last year. It is sexy. If you've seen Hidden Figures or you've seen talk of Hidden Figures, it's like Hidden Figures, but with like dirty, illicit hookup at a motel. Like, it's good stuff. Earthbound. Awesome. It's the 3rd book in a series, but you totally could read it as a standalone. 2, Duke of My Heart, by Kelly Bowen, which is the 1st book in a series. Book 2 was also amazing. Like, I could really do 2 and 3 is that. Yeah, so Duke of My Heart, which was the 1st book in a series. It's a Regency romance, and it's like Scandal meets Remington Steele. Good stuff. It was a real discovery. It was the first Kelly Bowen book that I had read, and I really enjoyed it. What else is on my list? Hardball by C.D. Rice. Oh, that was so good. It's a baseball player. And a teacher, and all the feels, so many feels. Christine is an amazing writer, and that book was just, oh, it did it for me. Anyway, it's a standalone, and really good. I would highly recommend reading it during spring training, you know, to get ready for baseball season. Speaking of which, TV shows. Did you watch Pitch? I watched Pitch and loved it. So if you're in like a baseball kind of mood, read Hardball and then go and watch Pitch, and that, you know, that's good too. Bearded Hero in Pitch. So that's 3. 4, Mr. and Mr. Smith, by Helen K. Dumont. It's male romance. It's like James Bond. It's amazing. Yeah, Mr. and Mr. Smith is my 4th suggestion. And my 5th suggestion from my top 10 list last year, Barely Breathing by Pamela Clare. It's the 1st book in a search and rescue contemporary romance series set in the Colorado mountains. Awesome Colorado Rocky Mountains. And just so good. Pamela Clare writes the best alpha heroes because they're good guys, but they're also like, you know, muscle bound, and yeah, they're good. Oh, and then what's the best way for fans to reach me? Facebook is a good one. I have a Facebook group as well, the Warnham Ambassadors, and Ainsley also has a Facebook group, so you can, if you just search for my pen names, Zoe York and Ainsley Booth, you'll find the Facebook groups. Twitter, at Zoe York Writes. My websites, zoeyork.com, AinsleyBooth.com, and Instagram, at Zoe York Writes. I'm at Zoe York Writes or at Ainsley Booth Writes almost everywhere. Any signings or conventions? Yes, a whole bunch of them. So if you want to see me in 2017, this is where I will be. In April, I will be at the New England chapter of the Romance Writers of America conference. It's mostly for writers. If you're a writer, I hope you can come to that, particularly if you're on the Eastern Seaboard. But there is an open book signing. There's an open book signing on the Friday night. So that is in April 7th and 8th, I think. Then in May, I'm going to the Romantic Times Convention, which is in Atlanta, and I'm really looking forward to that. There's lots of reader events there. Then in June, I'm going to the Laurie Foster Reader Author Get Together, which is in Cincinnati. And July, I'm doing CalypsoCon, which I think is already sold out. That's in Burlington, Ontario. Then in August, I am going to Ottawa for Romancing the Capital, which is probably close to sold out, but I don't think it's actually sold out. If you're in the Ottawa area or it's a reasonable drive, there are definitely day tickets and book signing. The book signing is free and open to everybody. Romancing the Capital was the very first event that I ever did as an author. It is like the conference of my heart, and as long as Yves Blanc keeps organizing it, I will keep going and attending because I love it. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I think then after August I will just collapse because of all the travel. Anyway, so that's where I will be at. Thank you so much for asking me these questions. I will be in the KNT's Book Babblers Club hanging out. So if you have any questions, you can ask me there or shoot them in the comments and I might see them. And thank you so much. Okay.